What is data engineering and why it is important? So if you observe, let's say you have a Amazon, right? Amazon is a online sales platform. Okay, they got huge data. Okay, every day on a daily basis, and even on a minute basis, they are going to generate around $100,000 in a minute. Okay, in a minute, Amazon is generating around $100,000. So look at the amount of data that Amazon is generating. Look at the amount of data that other companies also generates. So now let's say Amazon, they want to do the reporting. Okay, they want to do the reporting. Now with the reporting, not only reporting, let's say now we are talking about generative AI. Now we are talking about other artificial intelligence stuff. Okay, so they want to, how they are going to, let's say if you buy, let's say, toothbrush. Okay, they're going to recommend you, why don't you buy, okay, let's say paste, why don't you buy a tongue cleaner, why don't you buy mouthwash. Okay, these are the recommendations that they're going to give. How do they recommend, right? How do they recommend these things? So they need to analyze the data. Let's say a person called Vinod, he's buying a toothbrush. So if he's buying a toothbrush, like what are other things he is also trying to buy? I'm trying to buy, along with the toothbrush, a toothpaste. Okay, and then a mouthwash, and then the tongue cleaner, like that. Let's say I'm going to buy a TV. Okay, with the TV, what are the other things that I'm gonna purchase? A wall mount, maybe a remote case, all this stuff I will buy. So this will be recommended. Okay, as soon as you put something into the cart, they will say people who buys this usually buy these things. So how would they do that? They need data. They need data. Okay, so the data that is generated like this in a, okay, in a system is called online transaction processing. Online transaction processing. So online, every time there will be some transaction happening, and that will be generating this data. Now all the way from here till the reporting and recommendations and everything, okay, that needs to be that needs to be done. So will the people, will they directly read OLTP data? No. Okay. Will they directly read the OLTP data? No. Nobody in the world. Okay. No one in the world read OLTP data. Okay. There is a reason for that. Okay, let's say I am trying to, okay, myself, I have bought some brush. Now I am updating. Okay, before just making the payment, I am updating the order. Maybe I am deleting that particular brush, or I am updating, adding more to the cart. So at the time, I'm reading the data, like I'm writing the data. If somebody is trying to read the same data, then it will cause some problems. It will cause some problems. So for this particular reason, we need to avoid reading from OLTP system. Now, if you are saying you need to avoid reading from the OLTP system, then what is the solution? That's when you're gonna extract the data. That's when you're gonna extract the data straight. Okay. Here, okay, I'm trying to create a report. I may put 100 conditions. So you should not be doing that. You should be just reading plain simple. Okay, there are some ways to read that. Okay, there are some ways to read that. Read. Okay, read if the data is not committed, if the data is also not, okay, somebody trying to do that. If even if it is not committed, I want to read the data from the OLTP system. You are going to read the data and create a OLAP system. This is online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. So now I'm going to read the data and create a online analytical processing. In the online analytical processing, this is called as a, okay, this is called as a data warehouse, or anything you can call like data warehouse or a data mart. We can learn about the details of what is data warehouse, what is data mart during the, while we are learning the course, but I'm just giving a brief about it right now. So this is the data warehouse. There will be multiple stages in the data warehouse. Okay, there will be multiple stages in the data warehouse, like bronze, silver, and gold, and what we do in each layer and how we're gonna achieve this. Okay, so that from here, okay, from this particular portion, people will be doing the reporting. Okay, people will be doing the reporting. Okay, this is kind of the just a overview of what is data engineering. So from the oltp systems, we are going to extract the data and create the data in the data warehouse. Okay, and that will be served, that will be used to serve the reporting needs. Okay, any other needs like ai needs or any other downstream applications, these are called downstream applications, which is dependent on this particular olap data. Okay, so this is about the data engineering. So you're gonna extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. You're gonna extract the data, transform the data, and load the data, which is also called as a ETL. Okay, ETL. Now, there could be a few other questions. Why is it important? As I told you, people cannot use the OLTP systems because if they use the OLTP system, it will cause a problem for writing the data. So we will avoid it. Okay, we'll avoid it. Now, let's say we're talking about cloud data engineering. Okay, we're not talking about, okay, we're not talking about the on-premise data engineering stuff. We're talking about the cloud data engineering. Okay, if it is a cloud data engineering, okay, then why you call this a cloud data engineer? So in a good early days, okay, people were using, even now people, 80% of the world is still on-premise. 80% of the world is still on-premise. Okay, now in the cloud, why we are moving to cloud? So ease of doing things, ease of doing things. Okay, let's say earlier what used to happen, whenever I used to work on the big data projects, it used to take, okay, few days to make changes, okay, to the existing configuration. I mean, not just a configuration. Let's say I want to add a new cluster, I want to actually make some upgrades to the software. It used to take few days. Now it's all gone, it's all gone. Okay, it's all gone. We have containers. Okay, if at all, if we, since we are going to cover the databricks during this course, so databricks has having a different, okay, different run times. If you just, if you just take the latest, already got, it already got the latest version. Upgrade is already happening. Okay, now this is to simplify. I want to add more compute. I have, let's say, 1 terabyte of data. Okay, tomorrow Amazon sells, today it is 100,000, tomorrow it may go to 200,000. So it is, why it is 200,000, sales got increased, customer base got increased, customers are buying more and more on Amazon. Now you want to process more data. Okay, to increase the resources, it will take hardly few minutes to increase the resources. It is elastic. Okay, if you want more, it will stretch more. If you want less, it will stretch less. Okay, the things are elastic. Okay, things are elastic, which will simplify your life, which will simplify your life. So you don't focus on, okay, you don't focus on the infrastructure. Okay, you focus on data engineering, you focus on data engineering. Okay, now the data engineering is so good field, you will always have a job, you will have a job ever and ever. Okay, people, whoever is working on other fields, if they want to shift to the data world, now people are saying data is a new oil. Data is new oil. So if data is new oil, you can consider how much data is getting generated. Let's say before 5 years, I never had, except the smartphone, I never had any other smart device. Now my TV is smart, my AC is smart, my washing machine is smart, I have a smartwatch. Okay, I have one more extra smartphone. and everyone in my house is having a smartphone. Maybe everyone of your house also is having all these smart devices. Look at the amount of data that is getting generated. Okay, let's say now people is having a pacemaker in the heart, that will generate the data. Okay, now that is also required, for analyzing how the things are working, right? So data analysis, okay, data engineering is going to stay forever, there is no doubt. Okay, there is no doubt about any job related issues, no way you have to doubt. Now there were hell lot of tools that were using on premise: talent, ssis, informatica, okay, and amnesia, okay, data stage, data stage, all these are getting replaced with the cloud tools. So if you are getting replaced, that means your job is, so these tools are, they have ruled the world for about 10 years. Now you are getting replaced, you are covered for 10 years. Okay, you are covered for 10 years. You will not be having any job issues. You will never face any job issues, right? But you have to put effort to learn the things. You have to put effort to learn the things in the right way. Okay, people normally they will try to come and then they will ask, "Oh, I am working on this. I may not be able to attend the class in the morning 7 o'clock. I wake up late." See, you are putting effort, okay, to make your life better. Okay, you are putting effort to make your life better. You are not putting effort to make Vinod's life better. You are putting effort to make your life better. Okay, you have to think, you have to adjust. Okay, you have to adjust. Let's say I have to wake up early in the morning. It is not too early also, you can make up, you have to just make more time to learn things. Continuous learning is very important. To learn things you have to make some time. Okay, so you can think of how many tools are being used now. Lot of people having a data analysis background, okay, data analysis background, they also come and join the course because data analysis is self-service bi. Self-service bi means click, connect and drag and drop. Okay, it is easy, it is easy, but not that easy. Okay, it is easy to some extent. So whoever, a layman can sit and easily learn within a week, but not, he cannot become expert needs 6 months to 1 year. Okay, so there is no, they don't get much calls if you just put power bi, if you just put tableau, if you just put clickview. There is no much of a demand for that. Okay, you need to learn data engineering, you need to learn how to prepare the data for analysis. Okay, data engineering is really really important. And as I told you, cloud is simplifying the things, so you can focus on working on the data engineering stuff. Now let me go to the next question. Okay, so I have told you the importance of it. Okay, data analysis, okay, and also data science. First remember, without data engineering there will be no data analysis, there will be no data science. Data engineering is the first thing that happens. Okay, data engineer get the data, process the data, transform the data, load the data, then the data analysis comes into picture, then the data science come into picture. So you are also uh, if you are trying to learn, you are also trying to learn the hottest thing on the earth, I would say, right? It is going to stay forever. Now to learn the data engineering, right, to learn the data engineering, okay, I'll open the course content. Okay, to learn the data engineering, so I'm going to teach the very basics. Okay, a lot of people who would have joined, they may be freshers, they may be working on some other technologies. Okay, they may have a data analysis background, they may have data engineering background working on premise. Okay, they may have any, okay, any profession, like at least in the software I was talking about, right? If they want to switch to data world, okay, where the money is, where the opportunities are, then okay, then they can easily learn from the scratch. Okay, I'm going to teach everything from the scratch. I'm going to start with the basics of python. Okay, then I'm going to teach you sql. Okay, SQL, why it is important? SQL is there from, okay, 1960s. Okay, still it is there and it will still be there in the future as well. Okay, there is no way that you can, okay, SQL will be gone from the scene. It will be there forever. Okay, so SQL is very important. SQL is very important and Python is very important. Now Python is very important. Why Python is very important? If I am saying SQL is ruling the world, SQL deals with, mainly deals with structured data. Okay, Python will be useful for us to deal with structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. So to deal with all of these, you need structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Okay, that's why Python will be useful. Now I'm talking about the Spark and PySpark. Okay, I'm talking about the Spark and PySpark. Okay, Spark. Why Spark is required? Right? Why? What is Spark? Right? Let's say I have, like, I'm a person. I have a manager. He says me, can you, I have a job, I have a work, okay, can you give an estimate? Let's say he gave me a task, okay, which will take 10 days, which will take 10 days. I have given an estimate of 10 days. He says, he comes and says, can you finish it in one day? I want it to be done in one day. Okay, now a man can work 8 hours, he can maximum work 12 hours, though if he works 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day. Okay, 8 hours means 10 days, 12 hours means 7.5 days. Okay, can he work more? No, he will get exhausted. He will not be able to do that. Okay, then what he will do? He will tell him, okay, I can finish it in one day, but I need 10 people. I need 10 people so that I can finish it in one day. So this is, you are distributing the work. You are splitting the work, distributing the work, and then actually the work will get completed. That is called distributed computing. Distributed computing, you need Spark. You need Spark. Okay, I will say there was Hadoop, which was famous too. Okay, now Spark is ruling the world. Okay, now there is no alternative for Spark, which is not even, nobody even submitted even any white paper or whatever, right? So it is going to rule. It is going to rule. It is going to stay for another 10 years. Okay, Spark is just an API. It is just an API. Okay, Python is the programming language. Okay, programming language. So Spark plus Python, Python plus Spark becomes PySpark. You are going to, okay, Python plus Spark is PySpark. Okay, that's why we call it as a PySpark. There is no other meaning to that. Okay, now I told about Python, why it is required. I told about Spark SQL. I told about Spark and PySpark. Now come to Databricks. Okay, when it comes to Databricks, okay, Databricks, this guy have a brilliant idea. Okay, why don't I provide a platform to the world where I can do data engineering, data analysis, and data science? Okay, he just created a platform. He just created a platform to do all of this stuff. Okay, but he still stores the data. He still stores the data in the cloud, any of the cloud, right? It can be Amazon, it can be aws Amazon, and then it can be data lake of Azure, or it can be data lake of GCP. Anywhere you can store the data. Okay, he just came up with a platform, and it is damn simple. It is damn simple to use this. So you don't have to install anything. Everything will be, okay, UI based. Okay, you are going to use a browser, you are going to log in and then use it forever. So it is simplified, absolutely simplified. Okay, and you don't have to worry too much about this. You don't have to worry too much about this. Okay, so Databricks is a tool which we are going to use to learn Python, PySpark, okay, Spark SQL, Python, Python, PySpark, and Spark SQL. Now, when it comes to Delta Lake, okay, what is, why people are calling it as a Delta Lake? Why people, why is it important? It is really important. It is really important in the today's world. Okay. And why it is so famous? Only after, okay, only after Delta Lake, big data got the traction. Big data or big data got the traction only only after Delta Lake. Okay, only after the Delta Lake, big data got the traction. Now I will tell details about the Delta Lake, why it is called as a Delta Lake, why it is so important while we learn the course. Okay, and this is doing a data warehouse. Okay, doing a data warehouse thing on data lake. What is a data lake? Okay, a data lake, let's say cloud storage. Okay, cloud storage like a Windows Explorer. You have, okay, your PC, you have a drive. Inside this, you have folders like this on the cloud. If you are storing the data, that's a data lake. Okay, on this, doing the SQL warehousing thing is called the Delta lake. Now, apart from this, when it comes to cloud, okay, till now we have just spoken about the, okay, programming languages, okay, programming languages and also APIs and also about tools that we're going to use. So when it comes to cloud, AWS, we have three clouds: AWS, Azure, and GCP. AWS has lot of people. AWS people are using a lot for the, okay, mainly infrastructure as a service, infrastructure as a service. And Azure, lot of people are using as a platform as a service, and GCP also platform as a service. They also got good amount of users who uses platform as a service. So all the things that we are going to learn, okay, are related to platform as a service in Azure. So that's why we are choosing Azure. Azure got hell lot of customer base already on the on-premise. All they're trying to do is to push all the customers onto the cloud. Now Azure is number one in the world. Azure is number one in the world in the platform as a service. I mean, okay, and there is hell lot of people. Okay, there is hell lot of people in the world who is using Azure, and there is no issue about it. In the Azure, okay, in the Azure, I'm going to talk about what is cloud computing, what is data lake, okay, what is blob storage, and what is Azure SQL, how to create the resources in the Azure, okay, how to create Azure SQL, and also Azure Data Factory. So, what is Azure Data Factory? Azure Data Factory is again a no code, low code data engineering tool. Okay, no code, low code data engineering tool. You're going to use Azure Data Factory to also to do ETL and orchestration. Okay, orchestration, this is really important. Orchestration, it is kind of how you are going to orchestrate on the cloud, or how you are going to schedule things on the cloud. Okay, and this is the best tool in the world. Apart from ADF, we do have Airflow, okay, which also doing good job, but ADF is a best tool, I would say, right now. Okay, then in the case of, is there any way, now you are talking about lot of data in the, that is being generated. Now is there any way, okay, in the cloud, how do you manage with lot of data? That is with the, in Azure, it is Synapse. In Azure, it is Synapse. We have Snowflake, we have Redshift, we have Google BigQuery. These also deal the same way. If you know about Synapse, you can know about others easily. Synapse is massive parallel processing cloud warehouse. Yes, you will feel a lot of new terminologies, some of you who don't have a cloud experience, but this is what slowly I'm going to teach. You will be very familiar with all these terminologies. You will be very familiar to learn all these things by the end of the course, and you will be confident. Okay, but I have to tell you what is what, so that you will be able to learn. Okay, once we learn all these things that is mentioned over here, okay, then we're going to do, okay, ADF and Databricks projects. ADF and Databricks project. Okay, I will also give some POCs while learning. POCs will be given for you to try. Now, the thing is, okay, whom the course will suit, I will say whoever wish to definitely enter into the data world, who is already working on some other things, this will be a good place to learn, and this will be a safe place for you to stay for ever, I would say, right? So every day I'm going to take like 5 days a week. 5 days a week I'm going to take a classes, 1 hour classes every day, 1 hour classes I'm going to take. 5 days a week, 1 hour class I will take. And you would need around 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours is required, because I'm going to give you all the code every day. You have to upload the code and then practice it in the Databricks environment or in the Azure Data Factory. One of them you're going to practice. So you would need 2 hours. 1 hour of my teaching will be 2 hours of you. Some people who don't have experience, it may be two to little bit more time also, half an hour more also it will take, let's say 2 to 3 hours. Opportunities, okay, a lot of people they inquire about opportunities. Opportunities are humongous, right? You will get too many opportunities. You will even, after getting one or two jobs, you may even switch off your phones. Okay, you will have those many opportunities. Okay, but you need to put effort. You need to be confident in talking about this. You need to be confident in talking about the terminologies that we know this teaching during the course, and you will definitely be very very successful. Okay, many of the people who actually practice whatever I told, who actually learned in a good way, they change their job from data analysis to data engineering. They change. Some of the freshers also they got the opportunities directly. Okay, some of the housewives who are not working also, they also got the opportunities, because they are able to spend, these people they are able to spend the time. Okay, working professionals, okay, even the managers who would like to know about the data engineering, they also join the course. So everyone is has got the equal opportunity, because we are going to learn from basics. We're not directly jumping into I'm not directly jumping into PySpark. Okay, PySpark is like 10 classes away. 10 classes away you will learn other things, then only you will jump into the PySpark. So you can understand the, okay, how we are going to learn and take this opportunity to learn. Okay, without you putting effort, nothing is possible. Okay, trainer can do only so much. You have to do, like if I do 50% of the job, you have to do 50% of the job for you to get the job. I'm going to give you the sample resumes, I'm going to give you interview questions, I'm going to give you code, I'm going to give you the project, everything. Okay, the project framework is really important for you to get started in your like in the job. So I'm going to give all of those so that you can easily, okay, kickstart if you get an opportunity right away. Okay, so only weekdays, weekends there will be no classes. 5 days a week, 1 hour class. 1 hour may extend, like 10 minutes will be the question. After 1 hour there will be 10 minutes for the questions. So it will be like that. This is about the whole course content. This is about what you are going to learn, whom it suits, what are you going to learn, how long this technology will be there, and what are the type of projects. I told you many of the projects that are get we are getting now is a migration project from the on-premise to cloud. Still we have lots and lots of chances actually, okay, to do this is about the whole course. Now I'm open for the questions. Questions please, anybody having questions about what they would like to know, please ask. Take the opportunity, clear your doubts, so that it will be helpful for you.
What are the timings of the class?
So timings, uh, Visualpath will let you know about the timings actually. So they will let you know about that.
Uh, uh,
Only
uh,
timings we are keeping pending, but other questions, yeah, please.
Vinod, I know you said about the project. So you will be providing the environment where we can do the coding and all that, so we get hands-on experience on these, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So the environment will be the created environment. So we need to create any Azure logins.
We'll teach you while learning the course. I should not be
Okay.
revealing that right now, but you will be
Yeah.
getting the free environment
Yeah. Okay. It's like
only.
on-premises cluster will be created and it will be given access to the people, right? It's the kind of thing. Or,
No, 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 no on-premise. I'm talking only about using UI. Okay,
oh,
you are going to use the browser, nothing on-premise. If I say use on-premise, then that is not the way, right? I'm teaching cloud,
yeah, yeah.
nothing on-premise. Okay, nothing on-premise, only on the cloud. You'll get everything in the cloud.
Hi Vinod, I've got 10 years
Hello.
of experience in ETL side.
Okay,
But how would it be helpful if I take this Azure Data Engineering course? Like, what it
so
would
you
be
would
different from the on-premise ETL and this one?
basics will be same. Basics will be extract, transformation, and load will be same. You are going to learn about new tools because now let's
Okay,
say you are working on which tool right now.
ab initio.
Informatica SS Ab initio.
Ab
So
initio.
Ab initio is really okay, very good tool. It is the first massive parallel processing tool that is on the actually on premise. So you can correlate things. You can correlate things to the biggest extent. Okay, you can correlate things to the biggest extent. So and it will be the cloud is the future, right? Every company now, okay, they are trying to move to the cloud environment. Okay, so for you to learn new technologies and to be on the hot cake in the market. So now let's say Abnish or Informatica or SSIS people, if they apply for a job, they get like let's say maybe one call a day or like one or two calls or one call a week, something, right? So if you learn the modern technologies, I'm not talking only about the Azure, but Azure is really important as a platform. But if you say Databricks, if you say Azure Data Factory and Synapse and all those stuff, then you're gonna get hell lot of calls. You will be like let's say to raise your pay and to be in the current is cloud. Cloud is just the current, right? It is not on premise. Nobody is giving like importance to the on premise. I'm not ruling it out, but people are not giving importance to that. So if they are not giving importance, you should be current. Okay, I was using a Nokia 1100 phone. I cannot be on a 1100 phone forever. I changed it to 6600. I changed it to some other phone. I changed it to some other phone. Now I'm using S23 Ultra.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you should be current. You should be current. You should be hot. You should make yourself. You should create opportunities for yourself by making yourself like learning new things. As soon as you learn new things, you will get new ideas. You will try it for new jobs. You will get pay better. You will get everything better. I would say that way. Also, you have to think because
Even
Abnisha is also very good tool. Yeah, yeah.
PySpark
Please,
and
you were
all.
trying to say.
So they are moving
Yeah,
out of ab initio to PySpark and all. That's what I have
yes.
observed.
Yes, they will be moving. They will be moving. That's why I told Informatica, SSIS, Talent, Ab initio, Data Stage. People are moving away from it. People are moving away from it. You are going to soon use Databricks. You are going to soon use either Databricks or Databricks on any of the clouds. It can be AWS, it can be Azure, or it can be GCP. Depends on your company's thing. But you are learning Databricks, so it is about just the data lake. Okay, that you are going to
Okay.
get covered in the Azure.
So how many days the course will be for a AD?
So it will be 35 classes. 35 classes which will cover which will cover all the topics I told.
Okay.
Okay. And it will be 7 weeks. 7 weeks, 5 days a week. 7 5 is 35.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
What are all the
Yeah,
prerequisites to learn this course? I
So
can.
if you know SQL,
Mm.
if you know SQL, it will be good. Okay. If not, I will be teaching, and you have to put more effort. Okay. If you know Python plus SQL, you are very ideal. Like it will be easy, more easy for you. If Python plus SQL will be more easy. But we are teaching everything from basic, right? I am teaching SQL, I am teaching Python before even I am starting with other things. So I am giving a opportunity to learn from the basics, not directly jump into a PySpark or whatever. I'll be teaching, but if you know SQL, which will be well and good. If you know Python plus SQL, it will be more easy for you. Okay, but we should not be just thinking about that way, because Python is a very vast subject. We should be learning Python for data engineering stuff. Python for data engineering, we'll be learning. So even if you know Python, even somebody may be using Python for some other things, mobile app development or a testing or anything, then they will be knowing things. But Python for data engineering is also, it is little bit required. So we'll be covering everything from basics.
So Python is for mainly for to handle the structure, unstructured, semi-structured, and data, right?
Structured, unstructured, three types of data we have. So structured, unstructured, and semi-structured.
Anyhow structured we'll be handling in the
Yes,
SQL itself, right?
yes.
So
Even
yes,
semi-structured also we can handle in SQL, but it is not good enough. It is not strong enough. But yeah, Python you will be easily able to handle semi-structured and unstructured.
okay.
And you have all types of data. You have all types of data. People are dealing with all types of data now. We cannot escape. I cannot say no for unstructured and semi-structured.
So Vinod, in your
Yeah, please.
course curriculum,
Mhm.
you wrote for the Synapse a dedicated SQL pool. So
Yes, yes.
my question is
Yeah, we'll be
that
covering. Will be. Yeah, please
is,
complete your
yeah,
question.
is there any other thing that we also need to know, or that will be
So
all?
in the Synapse dedicated pool, it is it is like a Azure SQL only, but I will be covering Synapse dedicated and serverless pool also. Both I will be covering. Okay, even since we are learning Databricks, even Synapse is having a notebooks also. Synapse is having notebooks also, so it will be same as Databricks notebooks, but many things same as Databricks notebooks. Okay, you can explore these things actually. I can show you while we're talking, but you need to learn mainly about the serverless pool and then the dedicated pool. I will be teaching. Notebooks is same as, because there are Jupyter notebooks, there are Gplin notebooks, there are Databricks notebooks, there are Synapse notebook. Hell lot of people having a lot of notebooks now, right? If you know one, everything is similar. Everything is similar.
Okay.
Any other questions anybody having this?
So if we
uh,
cover the
yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
let me
go one
continue.
after other, please. Yeah,
Yeah, sure, I'll go first. So, see,
yeah,
if some case like, right, the Tarish or something having 10 plus years of experience into some other technology than the
yeah.
data engineering. So if
Hmm.
you want to change the career path after end of this course, how many years of experience that we can put, and how it would be
See,
possible?
cloud is there from 5 years, right? You can put around 3 years like that. 7 years you can put on premise. 3 years cloud, 7 years on premise you can put. You'll have more
Total years
demand
of
because you know both. Total 10.
experience.
3 years you can put cloud, 7 years on premise. Like that you can put. 3 plus
So
7.
total years of experience should be in the data engineering, like that we can put.
So 3 years I'm saying. Total years
Okay.
of experience, it can be anything. Okay, there are people who learned Salesforce. Now Salesforce is not having, they are not it is not fetching that many opportunities, so they are learning data engineering. They say I work for Salesforce for 3 years, and now from past 2 years, like they got only 5 years. From past 2 years I am doing data engineering. Okay, nobody will worry about how many years of experience you are working on this. They will go on asking questions what they want. I've seen, even if they say less experience also, they want people to aware of all the things. They will ask all the questions. All the questions. That is okay. We are going to cover. Okay, I'm going to give you the things that will be asked. Most of the things, but you have to cover everything to face the interview. I will be talking about the architecture front. I will be talking about multiple times. I will be talking about the architecture front, so that you will be able to, you will be aware of the things, so you will get to know. But you can put like this. Even I'd say I have 15 years of experience. I have worked on premise like 10 years. From past 5 years, I am working on Azure. I say the same thing. I cannot fake, because there was no cloud before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that thing, you should not worry much. Actually, I think there was some other person who was asking question.
Uh, my question is the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. So it would be around that, right? Like you have to tune in such a way that you know on premise, you know the basics of data warehousing, data engineering, and everything. You have worked extensively. All you are doing is you are learning a different tool, you are learning different technology for distributed computing and everything on the cloud. So you have to spin it in a way you can correlate both the things many of the times, and you can also talk more about the cloud. So interviewers, you have to, whenever they're talking about, you have to give less importance to on premise, okay, and more importance to the cloud. Any other questions, guys?
Cloud data engineering means like we are doing ETL only, right here? Vinod?
Yes, ETL and the cloud tools.
Okay, ETL on the cloud. Yes, okay. Okay. Again, the same thing like after ETL reporting, those are all different.
So reporting, still you have a desktop applications only, like Power BI is having a lot of traction. Tableau, ClickView. Tableau was more before, now Power BI has got ClickView and all. But yeah, these things you may, okay, if you are talking about targeting a architect, you may have to little bit have an idea. You can just install these tools in your desktop, free. Power BI desktop is free. You can just try out things, and then you can just talk about it, like those are called as a downstream applications. Anyhow, you can just have a knowledge about it. If you already having a knowledge with SSRS or any other tools, that is fine. It is a similar way.
Okay.
So if at all, if people are targeting for architect role and everything, I would also tell them, please also learn about little bit of one of the tools, one of these tools. If you just, because they are all providing, it's a self-serve BA tools. If you just learn about these tools, it will be helpful for you, because architects, you'll get hell lot of salary. You have to also put your thought process around data analysis also, little bit, like 10%. 90% will be data engineering, 10% you have to, they may ask little bit of questions. Any other questions, anybody having this?
This course curriculum will provide all the topics
Yeah,
for DP 203.
most of the things will be covered for DP203, but you may have to still, um, just have to learn, like you may have to get some dumps also, because this
Okay.
course will be mainly for to survive in the office world, to actually think about the real world. DP203 will be morely theoretical. right? They will be asking more theory questions, but it's okay. But you will be having all the practical experience here, and you may have to even read the DP203 material for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Azure Data Engineering plus Database Developer means like, I mean, how, like, see, database developer means
See,
SQL.
Databricks, you are going to do PySpark, right?
Yeah.
Databricks exists, I told you, it exists on AWS, Azure, and GCP. So I have to specifically mention this because if you learn Databricks, you can survive on any cloud.
Okay.
So if it is on Azure, they will call Azure Databricks. If it is on AWS, they will call AWS Databricks. If it's on GCP, they will call GCP Databricks. So that's why I had to put this way.
So finally, cloud data engineer.
Yeah. Finally, a cloud data engineer. Yeah. Finally, a
Yeah.
cloud data engineer.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
What are the certificates that we can take post this course?
So one is Databricks Data Engineering DP203. Another one is Databricks Associate and Professional. You can take. Start with Associate and then Professional. Databricks Data Engineering Associate, Databricks Data Engineering Professional. These two you can take. You got huge demand. Okay, guys. If any more questions, if not, we can wind up.
Okay. Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining and
Thank you.
good luck. Bye, guys. Have
Yeah.
a nice day.
Thank you, Vinod. Thanks.